Support Real DeFi, help support the channel. We appreciate you guys. A nice active chat here tonight. Participate with the poll question. We would like to know, because we're talking about meme coins. We're going to get into the nitty gritty here in a moment. Memes have been pumping all over the place. We've got Dick with Butt now on PulseChain. We have this actually token. Lots of crazy stuff going on. So what's your opinion on memes? You love them, own lots, and are buying more. Risky, but they are good leverage, so I own some. Or I hate them and they drain from real assets. I know the type of people that are choosing the hate them ones for sure. And we're getting a pretty even distribution, though. I would fall into the risky but good leverage category, which comprises the highest percentage, 41%. Second half actually, the second actually hates them. So 36% of them will not own them and thinks they drain from real assets, and 23% are I love them and buying more. So where would you put yourself in this category, Ewok?
I'm between hate them and good leverage.
Yeah, that's what I
figured. A lot of times with meme coins, you could take, say, 10 of them, right? You're probably, unless you're one of the very first buyers, usually you're going to miss out. It's either going to run so fast and so hard that you miss that, and then pile in late when everybody's dumping, or it just doesn't do anything and the liquidity gets pulled and you end up with a rug pull. I haven't seen a whole lot of rug pulls with a lot of these. There's a lot of things coming out, and that has been a bonus of the meme coins on PulseChain that I've seen. We've been lucky to not see a whole bunch, and the ones that were coming out were called out because it was the same group that was doing it, and they were pretty much being watched and said, hey, here's this group again, same thing. Another thing, I think people are learning how to provide liquidity successfully. When they mint the coins, they'll take a percentage of that, add it as liquidity and tie it to maybe something else that they probably own, and tie it together so that it does grow organically. They may buy a little bit at first, add the liquidity after it pumps, so that it makes it a little bit tougher and harder to sell back down. And then it kind of organically grows. Now, I know Axis was doing a lot of that stuff. He said he learned some pretty cool things when he launched his Axis token. And I forget the last time I even looked at it, where it was, but it was pretty crazy the way that he tied liquidity to different things. I don't know, did I save I'm just curious on where it sits. No, I didn't.
Which is the price of it, or
yeah, I mean, it was over $20,000, I think, last I saw. So just a crazy ways to do it. And like I said, people are learning a lot. I know the HOA guys promote that as well, as rather than dumping coins, they're teaching people how to provide liquidity to exit their positions as well. So there is a science to it, but I don't recommend it to people that really don't know what they're doing, because they can really hurt themselves and damage their position by trying to provide liquidity and not understanding the ratios and how to do it and how to set it so that you can exit a position at certain levels, or remove some liquidity and place it at another level up, as it runs. So just got to be very careful. Overall, though, it's a crapshoot, man. It really is. You don't know what's going to take off. You have no idea unless you got a bunch of people sitting in a back room with a pump and dump group. It's hard. It's hard to pick winners with those and be right there when it happens, to catch it. It's so difficult, that you can, like I said, really hurt yourself. And that's why I don't like it. I don't like to see people, taking those lottery ticket risks if they don't have to.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, Axis token is right around 23, 24K right now. I just looked it up too. But no, I understand where you're coming from. And that's why I think you do have to identify. And I guess we're kind of, you kind of took the question generally into the pulse chain territory, which is understandable because that's mainly what I would be talking about with these memes too, obviously. Yeah, it's like specifically the memes on pulse chain, which I think actually there's a lot of good ones actually. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, there's actually ones like you said, like Tang Gang and HOA, that are really, really good, strong communities, and I think doing things the right way. I mean, say what you want about Teddy Bear and stuff like that. I think as long as B Roots is interested in it and everything, that whole ecosystem doesn't matter what you think of like PDI and will it get to $1? Will it peg to $1? Who's behind it? Yada yada yada. The Atropa ecosystem, they're all going to be liquidity bonded together. That's a Teddy Bear, Atropa, and PDI. And regardless of what you think of it, just the narrative, we had this discussion a couple of, maybe it was last week, 2 weeks ago. Regardless of what you think about the PDI thing, or you think it's preposterous or whatever, the fact that there is speculation that it would be like the first organic stable coin like that, where people just kind of peg it up to $1, and it even being created as a category is a bullish thing for it, and an interesting thing to speculate on, even if it's just a little bit. So call that a meme. Some people would argue that PDI is not even a meme, but whatever. That's a conversation for another day. But I agree with you. I want to leverage it with good communities and the ecosystem that you're interested in. So, like, we obviously are interested in PulseChain. We believe that PulseChain is, one of the best, like, surefire opportunities to do really well in this bull market. Well, a lot of these tokens that have launched on PulseChain, you can look at as a leverage on the pulse chain price, to where, I'm not saying that you want to get out of your pulse chain stack. Obviously, I would never get out of my core tokens like that to get into these things. But if you want leverage on it, you could buy those. If you want leverage on Hex, you could buy like Icosa and Hedron or something like that. If things that are good products that have a community behind it, that are, strong, that are tied to what it is you're looking at, the main coin. You can look at Texan token, some of the different stuff that Loan is doing, other than I probably wouldn't buy the Loan token right now, which is pretty much just being dumped. But I mean, like, you could look at some of that stuff, the 9-inch Dex token, different things like that. But then, I mean, on the other end, that's the bright side of meme coins right now. Like, I think that that's good. We're seeing the dick with butt stuff and some of the more ridiculous stuff popping up.